సరే మీరు ఆకలి కొట్టండి.
Good afternoon, my dear students. Welcome to online recording classes due to COVID-19. So, in part of the human resource management subject, last session we have discussed about the definition of the human resource management, and also I have given fourfold objectives of the human resource management. So that fourfold societal objectives, organizational objectives, and functional objectives, then personal objectives. So finally, what are the objectives of human resource management? Okay. So the primary objective of the human resource management is to ensure a satisfactory accomplishment of the objectives of an organization and of its employees. So while framing the objectives of the organization, care is taken to consider the interests and the needs of the employees and of employees' goals. That means here, what are the needs of the employees and what are the interests of the employees and of employee goals also. So this is done by integrating the employee interests and the management interests with the view to achieve the objectives of the entire organization. So that's why these are discussing in fourfold, that is societal objectives. First one is societal objectives. So in societal objectives, the basic objective of the human resource management towards the society should be to ensure that the organization manages human resources in an ethical and socially responsible. Ethical and socially responsible. Then, in manner through ensuring compliance with the legal and ethical standards. So you have to maintain the main objective of the human resource management in societal. So what is required in the society? What is required in the society? So according to that, the society should be to ensure that the organization manages human resources in the ethical and socially responsible. So it includes to manage human resources in an ethical and socially responsible manner. It ensures compliance with the legal and ethical standards and to minimize the negative impact of social demands upon the organization. So these 3 points are covering in societal objectives. Once again, the social objectives here to manage human resources in an ethical and socially responsible manner, to ensure compliance with the legal and ethical standards, and to minimize the negative of social demands upon the organization. So these 3 points are very important in societal objectives. Next to organizational objectives. So in an organizational objectives, it includes human resource department, like any other department is in an organization, should focus on achieving the goals of the organization first. If it does not meet this purpose, the HR department cannot exist in the long run. According to the achieving goals, what is that in an organization? First of all, they are thinking about how to reach our goals. So that's why in long run, if it is stand in long run, but you have to work effectively in the organization and how to achieve the goals in the organization. Next, it should recognize its role in bringing about organizational effectiveness always. The human resource department should recognize its role in the bringing about organizational effectiveness. And the human resource management is not an end in itself. It is only a means to assist the organizations with its primary objectives. ఎలా పని చేయాలి, గోల్స్ కోసం ఎలా పని చేయాలని చెప్పేసి చూపించేదే ఆర్గనైజేషనల్ ఆబ్జెక్టివ్స్. సో సింప్లీ the HR department should aim at serving the rest of the organization. So that is second point. Next, third one, functional objectives. Functional objectives. So what is functional? How the organization is functioning? ఎలా నడుస్తుంది? Then the functional objectives of the HRM includes to maintain the HRM department's contribution at a level appropriate to the organization needs. So resources are wasted when human resource management is either more or less sophisticated to suit the organization's demands. Okay, how the functioning in an organization, how they are working. Say organization ఎలా నడుస్తుంది చూడాలంటే దానికి సంబంధించిన you have to maintain one separate department the contribution at a level of appropriate to the organization needs. The department's level of service must be tailored to fit the organization it serves. And the human resource management should employ the skills and abilities of the workforce efficiently. It should aim at making the people's strength more productive and beneficial to the organization. And the human resource management should aim at providing the organization with well-trained and well-motivated employees. So when well-motivated employees are there, automatically the organizational functioning is good. When organization function is good, the HR department works good. Okay, why? Because everything is coming from the HR departments. Human resource, what needs are there to the organization? How to function in the organization? So who need? What need? How to fulfill that needs in the organization? So that we'll see in functional objectives. Next, personal objectives. So what is personal here? The personal objectives are personal objectives of the employees must be met if employees are to be maintained, retained and motivated. It includes, it should increase employees' job satisfaction to the fullest extent, and it should also meet the self-actualization needs of the employees, and it should assist the employees in achieving their personal goals, and it should develop, maintain and a quality of work life. It makes employment in the organization a desirable personal and social situation. It should also communicate human resource policies to all employees. So it will help the human resource management in tapping the ideas, opinions and feelings and the views of the employees. So the personal objectives are including it should increases employees' job satisfaction to the fullest extent. First point. It should also meet the self-actualization needs of the employees. It should assist the employees in achieving their personal goals. And it should develop and maintain a quality of work life. And it should also communicate HR policies to all employees. So these very very important in the organization. So these are the main objectives in the human resource management. So once again, our objectives of human resource management can be divided into fourfold. That fourfold here, according to social, according to organizational, according to functional, according to personal. So that's why the societal objectives, organizational objectives, functional objectives and personal objectives now we have discussed. Next, what is the nature? What is the nature of human resource management? Nature of human resource management. See, the nature of the human resource management has highlighted the following features from the definition. Integral part of the process of management. It is an integral part of the process of management. What is integral here? HRM is embedded in the organization structure of enterprise. It is an integral part of the process of management itself. So, human resource management cannot be separated from the basic management function. That is separate area. And the function is performed by all managers throughout the organization rather than by the personal departments only. And comprehensive function. The main function of human resource management to manage the people at work. It is a comprehensive function which covers all types of people at all levels. It is a comprehensive function which covers all types of people. At all levels of in the organization. Next. Next to pervasive function, the human resource management is comprehensive as well as pervasive. Okay, so it is inherent in all organizations and at all levels, and also it applies to all the functional areas. Okay, it applies to all the functional areas. So, example, production, marketing, and finance, research, recruitment, selection, development, etc. And people oriented. It is a people oriented function. It is a people oriented function. And it is concerned with the motivation of human resource. It is concerned with the motivation of human resource in the organization. Next, it is a continuous process. It is a continuous process. Always. And it is a science as it contains an organized body of knowledge consisting. Okay. It is a science and art. It is a science and an art. So, it started in the latter part consistence in the century. So, whatever. It is comparatively a young discipline. It involves application of knowledge. It involves application of knowledge. Knowledge drawn from several disciplines. From several disciplines. Like the sociology, anthropology, psychology, economist, like etc. And it is basic to all functional areas. It is basic to all functional areas of the management. Managements such as production management, okay, like financial management, marketing management. So in every manager working in the department. So finally, it does not confine itself to the selection of the right type. So basically employer oriented, it does not mean the employees do not benefit by it. It only means that when employees feel satisfied after meeting their needs and aspirations. Okay. So once again, what is the nature of the human resource management? The human resource management is an integrated part of the process of management, and the human resource management is a comprehensive function which covers all types of the people at all levels in the organization. Okay, and the human resource management applies to all the functional areas. What functional areas? In production, in marketing, in finance, in research, okay, in recruitment, in selection, in development. So what functions are there in the organization? But it involves in all. And the human resource management is a people-oriented function. It is a people-oriented function, and it is concerned with the motivation of the human resource in the organization. Motivation of the human resource in the organization, and it is a continuous process. It will not stop. It is a continuous process, and it is a social and an art. It is a social. It is a science and an art, and it is comprehensive, a young discipline. It is comparatively a younger discipline, and it involves the application of the knowledge drawn from the several discipline. So what is that several discipline here? You have to sociology, anthropology, and psychology, economist like, and it is basic to all functional areas of the management. So all functional areas of the management, such as the production management, financial management, marketing management, etc. Every manager working in any department has to perform the personal functions also. So though the personal department is under the supervision of the personal manager, and it should not be assumed that the other managers are in relief of this responsibility. So the function of human resource management or personal management is advisory in the nature. So the human resource management does not confine itself to the selection of right type of person for right jobs, and it helps to build a team spirit where employees satisfy their organizations by developing themselves and contribute to the accomplishment of the organization goals. So the essentials of elements: employees enjoy their work, employees have a sense of accomplishment through their works, and employees have a high sense of belonging to their organization and their workplace, and employees feel that they are respected as individuals and their contributions are valued, and employees have a feeling to enhance their competence and perform more challenging and satisfying the task, and instead of speaking time in satisfying their goals and needs, and employees' contribution to the organization task and goals. So this is the nature of the human resource management. Then, what are the objectives? Social, organizational, functional, personal. What is the nature? So that nature also we have discussed here. Integral part of the process management, comprehensive function. So, pervasive function, people-oriented, based on human relations. So that's why stress, continuous process, and science as well as art and research. Then interdisciplinary, then basic to all functional areas. These are we completed. And what are the need for the human resource approach? So, what are the need for the human resource management approach? Better industrial relations, develop organizational commitments. What are the needs? So, need for HRM approach. Here, better industrial relations, and develop organizational commitments, commitments, and copying with changing environment, coping, coping with the changing environment, and change in political philosophy, philosophy, then increased pressure on employees. So, these are the need for human resource management approach. Means it helps, the human resource management helps in creating a better understanding between the employees and management, and it helps workers in accomplish individual and organizational goals. So this approach has been attracting the attention of the management professionals in the last decade. So now considered essential due to the following reasons. Better industrial relations. There is widespread unrest, strained worker management relations, lack of confidence in each other, rising expectations of the workers, and emergence of the militancy in trade unions, etc. So these factors have created a gap among workers and management. So that gap we have to fulfill, and we have to maintain the good relationship both sides of the talking of exploration of the either side. In the absence of the cordiality in an organization, so the performance of the workers is advisedly affected. So it approach is required to create proper understanding among the workers and management. The workers are developed to meet their individuals and organizational objectives also, but the workers are convinced that various managerial actions will help them in accomplish their motives besides helping the organization. And development organizational commitments. So there is a humanization of work environment in industrialized countries like Japan, USA, and Germany, and other countries. Globalization of the economy has exposed. Okay, so an improvement in efficiency and quality of work can come only when workers develop organizational commitments. So that's why the HRM approach helps in creating a sense of pride for the organization among the workforce. So coping, the business environment is rapidly changing. Technologies and technological improvements have revolutionized production procedures, and automation has been introduced in office operations. So better communication channels have revolutionized vital areas of the business. So there is a need to cope with the new and changing the situation. So the operational efficiency of the employees must improve to face the new situation. There is a need for new approach to manpower. And change in the political philosophy. So the political philosophy has undergone a change all over the world. The new approach is to develop human resource properly for making its better use. But in India, central government has named a ministry as Human Resource Management Development. So and put it under the charge of the cabinet minister. So this development shows the importance given to human resource. So there is a need for human approach towards the workforce. And the technological changes have necessitated the use of these sophisticated machines and the installation, monitoring of the machines, maintenance and controlling of the operations, and need trained and skillful people. So there is a regular need for training and development of the people for coping with the emerging situations. So that's why human resource development has become essential for every organization. Research and fresh initiatives in industry require new policy of human resource development. So these are the need for the importance of the human resource management approach. So once again, so better industrial relations you have to maintain, and the development organizational commitments, and coping with the changes in environment and change in the political philosophy, and increased pressure on the employees. So what are the importance of the human resource management, and what are the needs for the human resource management, and what are the objectives? So everyone, the definition of the human resource management, the objectives of the human resource management, the nature of the human resource management, the need for the human resource management approach, these topics are covered in 2 sessions, that is last and this one. So thank you very much. Have a nice day.